Take a moment to come home consciously into your body, into your spine, into your organs, into your blood. Into the feeling of your body, not the idea of your body. Come home into the feeling of your body. There's a feeling. Your body is alive right now. And it has a feeling. Your blood is alive right now. It won't be forever. Come home into your breath. Your breath is alive. Breath is the flow of life. Breath is the rhythm of life. Get into a good rhythm. Close your eyes, look up, come home to the center of your mind. At the center of all the thoughts, the hub of the wheel, which is not moving, which is not knowing. At the center is not knowing. Emptiness. The emptiness and the fullness are the same. Like the seed. The seed is empty, the seed is full. The seed is completely empty. You break it open, what do you get? Nothing. But the seed has the infinite power and intelligence of the universe and will give birth to that perfection. So the whole forest is in the seed. One seed contains the whole forest. And at the same time it contains nothing. So all knowledge, all wisdom is contained in the infinitesimal point of nothing. At the center of your brain, at the center of your heart. The infinite power of the universe, which is in each cell and atom and molecule, in each seed, in each egg, which gives birth to life, is infused with, can only be infused with that one same power and intelligence. No other power and intelligence. The roots of the trees, the branches, the leaves, everything product of the perfect intelligence. The infinite power. So same with your veins and your organs, your cells, everything. So the question is, what do I know? We're trying to understand. I want to know myself. But what do I know? Do I know this body? Do I know this body? This body I call myself. But do I know what's going on in my leg right now? What's going on in anything that's going on, which tissue or cell or anything, which way the blood, how the blood is? Do I know it all? Nothing. And never can I know. I may have some abstract information about this body. The bone is here and something's supposed to happen here. Is that knowing? So this, what I call myself, is completely unknown. Not even a little bit. Completely unknown. Digestion. Your digestion is going. Which enzymes are going? Are they strong? Are they weak? Where's the matter in your intestines? If the food's moving in your intestines, then I should know where it is. Because it's myself. And I know so many things. But even this thing I call myself is complete mystery. Complete mystery. Not only my physical body, but what about my thoughts? Where are they coming from? Where are they stored? Why? What about the emotions? So, this thing I call myself is a complete mystery. How can I know anything in this world? If I can't know myself, if I don't know what's going on my finger, I have atomic bomb. How many atomic bombs in the tip of my finger? Countless. But I don't know it. I can't know it. It's unknowable. And so the question is not, we want not to understand, we don't need a dictionary definition of life, of ourself, anything. What we need is not knowing, but the know-how. You have knowing, which is an intellectual abstraction, and then we have know-how. So this is what we're focused on, know-how, how to be present, how to breathe. Can I understand the breath? Can I understand the ocean? I can study the ocean my whole life. Do I understand the ocean? Do I understand water? What is water? It's magic. Life is magic. So understanding is not possible. What is possible is this know-how. The knowing how is a kind of mastery. It's not an intellectual endeavor. And it's not like a challenge. It's not a challenge. It's a way of life. It's a flow. It's a rhythm. It's a presence. It's a depth. And so this is what we're focused, not on training the know-how. Know how to eat. Know how to heal my body. Know how to be kind. Know how to tap into creativity. Know how to find the joy in the little moments. This is different kind of knowing. You see, we say knowing, it's still a knowing, but there's a knowing which is the false knowing. Because let's say, what about the past? Right? Do I know the past? My idea of the past is not the past. My story, this little story I have in my head of little tiny tidbits of situations that I was partially involved in, of what remains and the little connections I've made, this has nothing to do with the past. The past is everything that's happened everywhere at the microcosmic and macrocosmic level. So my story of the past is not the past. It's actually, couldn't be further from the past. It's an extreme distortion of a tiny fragment of nothing. So I can't know. Knowing is not possible, but we can live it. And so these are the teachings for living, for aliveness. This is what we mean by aliveness. Aliveness is wild. The garden is wild. The garden is alive. Fire is alive. The water is alive when it's flowing. The electricity is alive. Aliveness is within you, within your body, within your heart, within your mind. So I'm trying to contextualize this approach to yoga as a way of life. Nowadays, there's so much misunderstanding about yoga, like have to be flexible and has to look good, and the purpose of yoga is to be good at yoga. It couldn't be further from the truth. Yoga is not a competition and it's not a performance. Yoga is like brushing your teeth, like washing your clothes. Because what we really need in our life is not to put another trophy on the wall. Look what I did. Right? What we need is the depth to be able to stand in the fire of the present moment and to dance, to be real, to be open, to learn, to let go, to dance. We call this the dance of life. So the real flexibility is not about touching your toes. It's to be able to flow with the moment, to be able to ride the wave that's coming now, whatever wave. We are trying the approach of control. Instead of flowing, we want to control life. And so many complicated calculations, set everything up so that nothing will disturb us. Now on our phone, we have complete control of this environment. I get what I want when I want, immediately, everything, all the time. This creates a kind of weakness in our daily life where we're expecting that same immediacy and control in our environment. And so this is a different approach. This is an approach of a flow, and so recommendation is 100 days. For the next 100 days, after you leave, take a few percent of your day, 1 to 2%, maybe 3 to 4. 1% is 15 minutes, 2% is 30 minutes. This time is not lost. It's actually like a meal. As important as eating your food. When you eat the food, most of the food that you eat is waste. Most of it is garbage. You have to get rid of it. It's useless. Only a little bit of it is useful, that essence. So you have to extract that essence. You have to be able to digest, to break it down, to assimilate, to absorb. But then you're absorbing the raw material. Then, through some physical process, you need to take the raw material and turn that into energy, into life. So the yoga, the movement, breath, stillness, vibration is taking the raw material that we gather from the gross food that we eat and transforming that into high vibration energy. Right? If we don't transform that and it just stays like stagnant, heavy, undigested shit in our intestines, right, then we're not able to assimilate or absorb it, and then we just sit around all day, then that same energy will become a heaviness, a lethargy, a kind of laziness, like this, sadness, whatever. That same material, if it's not transformed, right, will become something else. So the yoga is part of the natural process of transmuting and turning not only our food, but our life experience. All the emotions and thoughts that come up then through the practice are also filtered and cleaned and organized and then turned into energy. Right? Like compost. Like you make compost, all the dead matter becomes compost for the new life to grow. So it has to be that way. Otherwise, it stays like some stuck trauma in the past for our whole life, draining our energy. So either we can turn whatever has happened, because we can't change. So either we can somehow turn that into compost to fuel us to live a rich and creative life, or that, whatever that is going to drain our energy for the rest of our life. And so we have to find a way to compost it. So the yoga alchemy is a system, a method for turning the life into life. But in a conscious way, like we're organizing our biology, our chemistry, our life rhythm, with the sleep, with the food, with the circulation, with digestion, with the breath. This is deep level stuff, deep level integration. Otherwise, all day just glaring at it, flashing lights and stress and people going, coming, and money, buy this, go here, do that, distraction. Right? That will never lead you into a state of presence and peace. Never, 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 never. Then all we escape, distract ourselves. There is no peace. There is no peace. We have distraction and we have the numbness from substances and whatever things, addictions, just shopping and eating and everything. We're distracting ourselves or numbing ourselves with the phone, but it's different from to be in a state of peace. Distraction and numbness is different from peace. So we have to plant the seed of peace in our daily life. The peace is born from within you, not from outside. It's a rhythm. It's a relationship. Peace doesn't mean being nice all the time. Peace isn't that two sports teams are playing and they both win. That's not peace. Peace is the natural cycle of life. Peace is the tsunami. Peace is the volcano. Peace is life exactly where it needs to be in each moment is peace. Peace is not my idea of justice or right or wrong or anything. Peace is not a personal state. Peace is the cosmos, everything in its place, the sun, the soul, everything moving, that is the peace. The birth is peace, death is peace, everything is peace. So peace is a certain understanding of the interconnectedness of existence. Because you can't win every time. Who's going to win every time? Who can live forever? Your cells are dying right now. Life is dying and being born simultaneously every moment. The life and death are just two phases of the same journey. It's the energy. It's not separate. Death is not a separate thing. It's just one of the phases of the life. So that's why we recommend daily training. All right, if you're going to play golf every day for the rest of your life, I would say you should probably train and practice golf a little bit every now and then. And it could improve. And if you have to do something every day for your whole life, then it's worth at least checking in to make sure that your form is good, right? And that you're enjoying yourself, and whatever, because any small improvement, there are people who spend thousands and thousands on these masters to master their golf swing, right? To master their tennis, to play, playing classical music, easily $150 a lesson to play with these high-level musicians. If you're going to play the violin every day for the rest of your life, it's your responsibility to make sure that you take care of your instrument, tune your instrument, warm up, practice. That's just basic level. That's like basic level. And so you're playing this instrument of yourself every second of every day, waking and sleeping and dreaming still. The breathing, the underlying, the emotions and thoughts and rhythm that's in your day is still happening in the nighttime, right? Whether you're sleeping or whatever. So this will benefit you 24/7, 365. Maybe, right? That's it. This is the proposal. This is the framework that we're presenting, and now you have to see and find out for yourself. That's why we say it's through direct experience, experiential learning. We were just force-fed information, right? And then set these goals, and we had to keep trying to achieve things and prove it. Right? But that's different from experiential learning, the learning that comes from a depth within, out of a passion and a joyfulness and a curiosity. And so we have to, many people have a learning trauma because of the school system, but actually the greatest joy in life is learning. It's like, for me, since I was young, I got such a bliss learning the language, learning culture, not learning like ancient Greek history, though that's also interesting to study specific things about, but the learning of life, the how to prepare for, how to plant a garden, how to make a necklace, how to build, how to create, and every day I could learn infinitely about myself, about others, about life. And I've continued in that for decades. But, and so that openness, I really feel like the concept of adult is just a kind of, like to kill one's wild, silly, natural, playful aliveness. And that there actually isn't, like in insects you have different stages from the larva and the thing in different function. But somehow it's been misinterpreted in this modern consumer society, especially where the communities and villages, now everyone's kind of in their own room behind their own screen. Since we've lost the intergenerational interaction, and most of our interactions are transactional, either buying something, people are working something, it's all transactional. There's no space for the wild, playful, fun stuff. Because we're caught in a transactional society. And so we have to make space for that. We can plan it in our schedule. We need to schedule it and take a walk in nature, day of silence, day of fasting, journaling time throughout the day. These things, it's the core practice, movement, breath, stillness, vibration. But then we have all these other practices like go get a massage, spend time in nature, sunbathing, go into the ocean, journaling, creative expression, dance, playfulness, play with children, go out and spend time with animals. All these things are also so nourishing. These are the delicacies of life. These are the real treasures. It's not the Rolex. And the fancy cars and everything, but it's meaningful moments. Real moments of joy, of peace, of happiness, little moments. Not a big story. Everyone's caught in a big story. Life is not a big story. Big story is only in your mind. Life is a continuous succession of little moments. So you'll never find love in the big story. You'll never find peace in the big story. Peace and love, this can only be found in the little moment. The little moment is the real. The story is only in your mind. Nobody else is sharing. Your idea of the past, nobody else can know that. Not even people living with you. They have a completely different story about the past. Completely different. So it's not possible to know it. Drop it. Stop it. Stop trying to know. Just be. You are it. You are a product of that. You like the flowers in the field. This is my recent, I don't know if you can vibe this, but recently I saw that I don't have a life. Everyone says, what should I do with my life? What's the purpose of my life? My life, my life. I don't have a life. Life has a me. I am the purpose of life. You are the purpose. It's not that, what's my purpose? Every moment, you are a living, breathing entity that is embodying the force of life, just like every other creature, insect, everything. And that life has a you. There's no you. There's no separate you existing that's controlling some force of life. It's subtle, but it's very radical. And so then life, the same life that's in the seed, that's giving birth to all that everything, is giving birth to you. That same intelligence, that same energy, infinite energy, is within you and acting through you every moment. It can't be otherwise. How could it be otherwise? And so it's not about finding, it's about living it, living into it, living in each moment with each interaction. Then you find it everywhere. It's because it's everywhere. I can tell you, it is everywhere. Your purpose is everywhere. Your soulmate is everyone that you meet. Every interaction. Sometimes the 5-minute interaction is deeper than a 6 years relationship. You can get wisdom and from anyone, everywhere. You can get good things from people. Now everyone's sharing the bad things. Everyone's because we have so much trash, we're living in a pile of trash. Our mind is full of trash. Take out the trash. Why keep that around? And establish the habit to be grounded in the presence. Your mind every day, all these heavy, everything, you have to clean, wash it out, filter it. Then underneath all that, the tension is the pure essence energy of life anyway. Underneath all the anger and whatever, frustration, tension, all these other feelings, if you filter that there's only the one energy. And so that's why we do the practice. That's the recommendation. That's why the practice. Best done at home alone, like a secret. Like brush your teeth, like you take a shower. You do that alone. You don't do it in a big room. You don't show it off. You don't post videos taking a shower, brushing your teeth. That's the ego practice. But the ego is never satisfied. Is it anyone? Look at these. Look at all the people who have achieved that. Are they? Is it good? Is it enough? One won't be enough. So it must be now. It must be now. It can't be if it's there, if it's then and there, good luck. Because no one has made it. Few questions. During meditation, when I manage to notice and let go of thoughts, I often have the challenge to fight dreamy imagery and fall asleep. How can I easily stay awake? This is normal in the initial stages of meditation, right? Because we're used to eyes closed, like shut off, sleep time, whatever, and we're all exhausted, right? For sure. Everyone could probably sleep for 5 days and would be much better for it, right? So anyway, we're exhausted, and that's normal in the first stages, because meditation is a bit like a rocket ship. Like for the rocket ship to blast off, it requires an immense amount of energy to break through the different levels of the atmosphere. You have a certain gravitational field which keeps, and you have to pierce through those. There are different thresholds. The same way for the soul, I don't like these words, but anyway, the spirit soul to go beyond the ego, limitations of the ego, requires a strong center, enough energy. Otherwise, first you get caught in a sleepiness, then a dreaminess, then a kind of frustration or restlessness, right? So there are many different thresholds until it gets out from the gravitational orbit of the ego, and then you're free, right? So that's normal. Just keep it up every day, and it'll go away by itself. Not a biggie. No, most like 9 out of 10 meditation questions, the answer is do your practice every day. And within 2 to 3 weeks, you're gonna see. But it's the same. I mean, if someone came in the first time playing tennis, and they're like, oh, how do you hit the ball correctly? It's like, oh, you pick up your racket, and you just got to keep hitting it. Eventually, it just sinks in. It's the same thing. You can't. Everyone wants to overanalyze it. Oh, but what about this? What about that? It doesn't matter. No. Because the good news is, you still get the full benefit of meditation, even if your mind is moving. The real meditation is going on beneath the surface. At the level of the breath, the tension, the pressure, the organs, their spine and nerve. This is where the work is going on. It's not in like what you're thinking and feeling on the surface of your mind. It's the same like your digestion. It's going on beneath the surface. So you have to trust that actually it doesn't matter. Yeah, whatever's going on doesn't matter. You just let it go. Take notes on it. It's not to ignore it. It'll be cues and clues to help you on your way. But don't give too much importance to it. At least not for the first couple months. I'll go for 3 months. Like someone playing violin, like that. You got to screech and scratch your violin. How many months does it take? Really? Speak a foreign language. How many months does it take? How many months does it take? You dedicate your time for that. So if it's possible to really be grounded in yourself and alive and creative and playful, then it's worth it to see. It's worth. So this is the answer for most of the questions about meditation. The recommendation is you set up a daily practice, a fixed recipe. It's, okay, 30 minutes. So I have 12 minutes of postures, 5 minutes of breathing, 13 minutes of meditation. In those 12 minutes of postures, I have 5 postures. I'm going to do 1 minute each, and then I have a half minute or so to integrate. Some have 2 sides, so it takes 2 minutes. Boom, and then I do it in the same order, using a timer. Then the breathing, 3 breathing, each one 1 minute, 30 seconds integration. Use the timer 1 minute, do it, vibrates, okay, off, and then 5, and then meditation 13 minutes, and put it and sit. And then it does itself. If you leave it up to like, what do I feel like? Oh, maybe I'll do this, or maybe that one, I don't know, maybe later. No, fixed practice, fixed time of day. You can always do more, right? So it's not like you're not restricted or limited, like, oh, I can only do that. No, do as much as you want. But at least you have that bare minimum. 30 minutes is nothing. And then after you've done it 20 times, 30, it does itself. And then it's like drinking coffee. I mean, it's like you feel, to not feel that aliveness is more difficult than to do it. Even you're hungover or you have no time, whatever, you drag yourself to the mat, you're upset, you're like miserable. Drag yourself to the mat, within 2 to 3 minutes, it's gone. Right? Once you establish that, you have to make it a daily habit. Many people say like, oh, I'm told that breathing can help me with my anxiety and stuff when I'm feeling anxious. So no, you have to establish that as your daily life rhythm first. You can't just like, oh my God, I'm in a crisis, you're like in a storm, and then you're gonna learn how to sail, right? You have to make that, establish it as your daily habit. Then one, the crisis will come less, and when they do come, you'll have something to fall back on. So do the daily training. It's like staying in shape. I like to give the example of a picnic. You get invited to a Sunday picnic, and they're playing like a pickup game of football or soccer or ultimate frisbee or something. And everyone's having a good time, and so you join in, but you're out of shape, right? And after a few minutes, you start to cramp up, and you start to wheezing, and then you fall over, and you feel like you're gonna die, right? Everyone else is smiling and having a great time. What's the difference? What's the difference? Only one difference. They're in shape and you're out of shape. So if you're out of shape, it's like torture. It's like a punishment. So same in daily life. If we're out of shape, physically, emotionally, mentally, then life becomes like a torture. It becomes miserable. But it's the same game. It's the same exact game that we're playing. Everyone else is having a great time. So if we're in shape, we must be in shape. Physically, emotionally, mentally. Not just physically. Physically, emotionally, mentally. In shape. Means alive. I like the word alive. Instead of health. Also, health is misunderstood. Now people think health means to be not sick. But no, it's not the case at all. Health is aliveness, it's abundance, a flourishing. It's not a survival. Health is not surviving. Health is thriving. Health is blossoming. So this is a model of health, aliveness. This is what we call aliveness. You can see in the garden, a garden that looks alive and a garden that's shriveled up and dying. What do you want to be like? What do you want to look like? Right now everyone looks like a painted piece of plastic, right? But go into the garden. There you can find beauty. There you can understand about natural beauty. You go into the garden, go into the forest, and just observe. So we want to be like a beautiful garden. Of course. So water your garden. Every day, water your garden. 30 minutes, okay, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Actually, to take care of a garden is such a beautiful thing. It's not like a bummer. It's not a chore. Oh, I gotta water your garden again. No, it's an act of love. So you water your body, heart, and mind. You activate your nervous system, your spine, your breath, your cells, your organs. You clean your heart, you clean your mind. You take time for yourself. You listen to yourself, you're journaling, no, this is love. This is the love. You don't have to look for it or wait for it. You make the love. You produce the love. It's within you, like a spider. They have to make the web. You got to make the love come out. Make it come out of you. Right? Or what? Wait until it comes from the knight in shining armor? Wait until it comes out of the phone? Where's it going to come from? The love is coming from within. And in nature is the same. Nature and within are the same. Inside is what? Nature. Outside is what? Nature. Now we're so confused because of these cities. And we think we're so civilized. We're barbarian. Ooh. What would you recommend to someone at a crossroads? Every moment is a crossroads. Every moment is a crossroads, to be present or to be not present. To be in tune or out of tune. To be centered or uncentered. Every moment is a crossroads. How many crossroads every day? How many interactions? How many things we have to do? Every moment. If we bring that presence into every moment, then for sure life will lead us where we need to go. Anyway, we already know. If you can be quiet and listen to your intuition, so okay, now I have to talk about how to hear intuition. So how is the voice of intuition? It's not like I can't say that. It's not like a debate club. Your intuition is not like an intellect. It's not like an intellectual essay of these things. There's no words. Intuition is like you're walking down the street and someone is singing and they're singing very beautifully. And inside you feel a warmness and an expansiveness, like an ah, right? And now you turn down another corner in the street and someone is singing out of tune. And inside you feel like a like that. So it's this feeling of or a contraction or expansion. And we have that every second. With every person, everything, every second is going like that. And so when we were young, we were taught not to trust our senses, because our parents made us go to the toilet when we didn't have to go to the toilet, or go to sleep when we weren't tired, or eat when we weren't hungry. And so or maybe we're hungry, but it's not time to eat, so we can't eat. So we start to not trust our own signals and learn about people pleasing. Oh, if I follow my own signal, they give me negative feedback. But if I do what they tell me what to do, then I get positive feedback. With the basic thing like eating, sleeping, and going to the toilet. This is extreme. In Cambodia, they don't do that. In many countries, they don't do that. And so as a result, we stop to trust our own feeling and stop listening to it. And so first you have to be quiet. You have to forget everything. Especially if you want to understand about a specific situation, don't think about it. Just be quiet and just tap into the feeling, how you feel. Feeling of yes or no, feeling of ah or bleh. Right? And if there's no feeling, then maybe it's not time yet. You can't force it. You never force it. You can never rip a flower out of the seed. So maybe you have to wait. Life is not ready yet. You're not ready yet. Sometimes it's the case. Often it's the case. Why are we trying to force everything? It's so ugly. It's so distasteful. So first is just to hear it. Once you can hear it, once you learn, you can hear it all the time. Of course it's there all the time. We're just distracted by everyone else's voices. This is another thing I realized. In the olden days, we heard a few stories, legends, myths, that would help us to understand and live a good life. Those myths were interpreted in a way that would inspire us. Nowadays, we're drowning in other people's stories from morning to night. Most of them made up, most of them false, most of them fake. And so instead of living our own life, we're trying to fit our life into other people's stories. Instead of using those stories to shape our life, we're now drowning in all these Disney stories and in this dramas and in this bullshit and in everyone else's stories. We're drowning, and then we're trying to shape our life to fit their stories instead of using the stories to live our lives. And so, listening. First, you have to listen to the intuition. Second, you have to accept it. A lot of times we don't trust it. You might hear it and say, oh no, I can't trust that. That's not right. I'm not going to trust it. First, you have to hear it. Then you have to learn to trust it. Third, you have to learn to act on it. And until you do, you will get your ass kicked by the universe. For sure. And it's good. And it's good because if the universe didn't kick our ass, then we would continue to ignore. And you see, it was that way for me in the early years. I'd see it and I'd be like, oh my God, I can't do that. I can't say that. I can't break up with her. You know what I mean? I can't leave this place. And then I would get my ass kicked by life until I was like, oh, of course, that's what I need to do. And so I learned that lesson a long, long time ago. And that's kind of how this place started, right? Because it was just like, it came like, set up a center for awakening. And I was like, oh, of course, that's what I'm being told to do. And it was impossible, but somehow it happened. Or it's happening. It's happening. Can you tell us more about the stones you use for bracelets and what their meaning is? It's a seed. This is a seed from the tree, from the Rudraksha tree. Rudra is one form of Shiva, and Aksha is the eye. It's the tears. They call it tears of Shiva. This is the same. It's like seeds, stones, precious metals, different things like from animals, different scents. All of these are working with the subtle body, electromagnetic field. Right? They have different vibration, and it's affecting in the nervous system in the body, different organs, working with different planets also. So this is kind of like not for decoration as much as it is like a in a battery or in a power station, there are different attachments at different joints that are hooked up in order to circulate the energy and stuff. So this is all kind of energetic stuff for protection, for balancing, for working with And so the Rudraksha has many, many different benefits. They have ones with different number of lines, and so it's. I have several books on the Rudraksha. This morning, I'm regularly in contact with a farmer in Java. Main places in Nepal and Java. These are the places where you have Rudraksha. And so I'm doing more and more research with the Rudraksha and working with some farmers. They're sending me some stuff with I've started making jewelry again. When 2002, I moved to Brazil. I've been living in Montreal, working in linguistics. I was working on dictionary theory, and then doing in a bilingual dictionary and some translation projects. With incredible minds. My mentor, he spoke 40 languages. He would go and live with these tribes where there's like 6 people speaking their language. He was in his 80s, and he was a beast. He was from Russia. And it was such a great time. And I started my doctorate there, and and then I realized that I couldn't waste my life with language because I discovered the silence. And so I moved to Brazil. And in Brazil, I ended up apprenticing with a jeweler. And so I spent about 9 months in Ouro Preto, in a beautiful colonial town. In this town, in the 1500s, they discovered gold, but not like a little bit, like a shit ton of gold. And there was Portugal, and so Portugal owned Brazil at the time, and they said that's the gold that funded like the whole Industrial Revolution in the 1700s. So in the 1600s, 1700s, this town had like 20,000 people, 30,000 people, which was more than New York or, in London at the time. And so it was magical. And then I got to work with stones and healers, Reiki, acupuncture, plant medicine, and then when I came to Cambodia, I was going gem hunting, and it's some wild stories. But then when I met one guy, and I got a big lot of natural river, quartz crystal points, natural points. And so for like a year, I made all these hundreds of things. And then they've become dormant. And then just recently, again, I've become interested in it. So I've been doing making some of these malas with the Rudraksha that I'm collecting and the different gemstones. The gems are connected also with from the color. It's like color therapy. Same with our clothing. Nowadays, the big problem is we're poisoning ourselves. Our whole life is poison. Eating poisonous food, breathing poisonous air, thinking poisonous thoughts, and putting poisonous chemicals on our skin. And our clothing is mostly made with toxic chemicals. Chemical dyes, plastic materials, our clothing and our bedding. So in the centers like Hippocrates Health Center, which is these places they're doing this radical healing for people with like cancer, extreme diseases, where it's like fasting and pretty intense, but they've been doing this over 100 years. It's always like all organic cotton clothing and bedding immediately. And so not only the material, but the color. Right? Wearing different colors stimulates different energy centers. We see like the monks, right, in India or in Asia, have different color, and then some in white, some in the different browns and reds and yellows and oranges. And so in India, there's a tradition called Ayurvastra, which is the medicinal dyeing of fabric. And so you would infuse the fabric with, not just for color's sake, but for medicine with things like turmeric, neem, tulsi, and many other things. So I have a big interest in this. I want to start doing this. We're starting designing some clothing. I've been designing clothing for a while. I've been designing a lot of my clothing. And then here, we want to do some of that Ayurvastra. And so in this way, every aspect of our life is meaningful. No, the food we eat. Who prepares the food? Can we prepare our food? Maybe we can't grow it. Second best, because we can't grow our food now. Join a CSA, Community Share Agriculture. They deliver every week a fresh thing, and you got to figure out what to do with it. Interacting with our children, raising our children. No. Like sleeping with your children. Wow, if possible, if you still have the opportunity to sleep with your children. This is one of the highlights of my life, and I have had an illustrious life. And without fail, every day, one of the things I look forward to most is cuddling up, and that vibration and the healing, and in the middle of the night just to wake up, and it's so blissful. I can't even say. There's something pheromonal. There's something that's energetic at the cellular level, at every level, at every level of the subtle body, and that the in-tuneness that we have because of that, in that passive state of connection, I have no question that there's to sleep in separate rooms is just completely crazy. You know what I mean? Maybe it makes sense somehow in our modern stressful world where you have to be something for someone else and like something. But energetically, evolutionarily, biologically, I can see in people who did not co-sleep how their nervous system is a bit, they say it makes you more independent. No, it makes you a wreck, you know what I mean? Difficult to sleep and stuff. No, it's not. I've been healing that in my own body. That's why people sleep with dolls. That's why people sleep with their pets, because we're meant to co-sleep as mammals. Again, this is our barbarian civilizedness. Is it possible to focus my awareness in two places at once? If I'm looking up and moving awareness up and down the spine, it feels like awareness flickers between the two. Like each micro moment is separate. Yeah, that's good, good. It will unfold naturally. Whether it's possible or not possible, it's just a pointer. That's the thing. None of these are hard rules. This isn't like a science book of hard rules. These are pointers. You follow the pointer, then it will unfold in you what's needed. It's possible to fragment the awareness into two. There's like, one is where you're centered. So now I'm centered here, and the awareness is moving here. So I'm rooted here, the awareness is moving here. But there's subtle distance. What you're saying is good. These are good observations. This is what we want. We want observations. We want it to be real. It's not like an exact formula. These are pointers, and you have to work it out. The evidence reasoning for the choice of breathing techniques. Why these three out of the sea of options? So the first one, breath of fire. Everyone is stuck. We're holding everything in. Our emotions, our thoughts, just holding it in. Like this all day, and we just drag ourselves kind of through and just put up with the thing and just to get to the end, right? So that is, we have to reverse that. We have to do something about that. Like this, we got to release it. So the first one is a more vigorous, aggressive one for releasing it. It's the contraction. We call this ego contraction, the self-contraction. At the cellular level, the breath. So that's number one. Number two, then we have a left and right and an up and down. So first is balancing this left and right, the Ida Pingala. Later, I'm developing the handbooks and stuff. We're going to teach the whole subtle anatomy that's needed to understand these subtle channels in your spine and these things. There's certain things with the different breaths in the spine. But you have, anyway, it's clear that you have two sides, right? Nobody doubts that, right? Boom, left nostril, left arm, right arm, all the things. And so we want first these two sides to be in balance, the yin and yang, and then the up and down. So this spinal breathing, so first is left and right, then is the up and down. So then you come to the point where your breath is what's called inner breathing. The breath isn't coming in and out, it's just spinning inside you. This is very high level. This is where you're going to samadhi, but this is what we're training. That's why we're doing the breath holds, that's why we're doing the locks, is that you enter into the space of inner breathing, then everything, it's like I don't know what to call it. But you get then you're directly connected with the source of existence. Boom, direct download from that power and energy and the life. So that's the reason. This evolved over time. I mean, I was trained in the tradition of Kriya Yoga. Not Yogananda school, but similar. And then I've been all around. I mean, I've been all around with the different yogis and with the old timers, many traditions. I love Yogi Bhajan's work. You know, in Yogi Bhajan's work with the Kundalini Yoga, they're doing a lot with the breath of fire and different postures. Breath of fire in bridge pose, breath of fire in shoulder stand, breath of fire in warrior pose. Bam, try that. All right, hold the root lock in warrior pose. Hold the root lock when you're in all these postures. This is the alchemy of yoga. It's not for your tissue and bones. That's on the very surface. If you do the deep level practice, you're still going to get the physical benefit. That's the thing. It's like you'll get the physical benefit, but if you only focus on the physical, then you miss everything. I've spent many years kind of like at different stages of grief around the modern state of yoga, and now I'm just doing my thing. Okay, I'm having difficulties feeling anything, emotions, due to prolonged high stress. I can reach open focus and stillness easily, but feeling gratitude, happiness is tough. Yeah. So for this, things like massage, acupuncture, steam and cold plunge, right? Sports, like getting your body, and then creativity, dancing, things like that, and sharing, connection, community, right? It's like we don't need to go to a therapist. We need friends and people to hang out with and talk with and go on adventures with is what we need. So that's what's lacking and journaling, journal. And then if it's important that I want to feel, I must feel, you make that a priority in your life. And every day you explore ways in which you can engage that. Whatever we put our minds to, we can achieve. Everyone's obsessed, everyone's in the grind. It's all about money and status and retirement, whatever, some story. So that's what you get, because that's all your energy is going into that. That's the priority, that's the importance. If importance is to be balanced, to be present, to be at home, to feel, then dedicate some of it, you have to live that intention. You have to dedicate some time and energy every day to that, and 100% you can make a radical, you can blast it open. Also, if you feel comfortable with things like plant medicine, they've had huge, in one dose of plant medicine, you can, break through and then feel the nature around you, inside you, and moving, and like this I think is very useful. I think this, in these cases, is very useful when we're disconnected from our feeling, from ourself, from our essence, from our core. And then it's not just learning how to feel, it's learning how to manage the stress, so that the stress, because anyway, life is stressful, and then we're going to get sick and old and die, right? And everyone that we know. And to hide from that or pretend like it's not true is insane. It's crazy. And so either we learn how to manage the stress, or we just hide from it until the next one comes, And so that's why dedicate a little time every day, because anyway, it's fun. What else are we going to do, right? Watch videos? Like, now they've taken away all the meaningful stuff in life. Raising our children, building our homes, making our clothes, making our food, all the stuff that every species is doing. They said, no, we'll do it for you so you can do what you want to do. Nothing has any meaning. Everything is meaningless. There's no meaning. Will I ever feel like I am enough? We need to qualify the meaning of this word enough then, because always everything is enough. The banana tree, every seed, every insect, every frog, everything is enough. Every species, every molecule, every plant, everything is enough. So if enough means to be all the expectations that have been put on you since you were young from your parents and the society and like this, no, you'll never be that. You'll never be the list of all the things that should and shouldn't. No, it's impossible. No one ever has been. So alrighty, you can give it up. It's not going to happen. You can never do it. You can't do it. Nobody's done it. If someone has done it, then we could say maybe. But even the rich people, the famous people, the powerful people, the beautiful people, everybody's miserable. Everybody's miserable, disconnected from themselves, never enough. Always chasing, always distraction and numbness, numbing out. So if being enough means to be everything that you thought you were supposed to be and what everyone else wants you to be, and to be right all the time and to look good all the time and to be happy all the time, then fuck no, not possible. No, never. But if enough means to be as you are in this moment, without any stories about the past or the future, without any comparison to anything, anyone, any time, anything, without any idea, without any image of your body, or a story about your successes and failures, if you can pierce through all those layers and come back to the core, the core of life, then you can be enough right now. You already are enough. This is a new slide. You already are enough. You can't not be enough. Life, every molecule of life is automatically enough, in its place is enough. So it's not by any achievement that you'll be enough. It's not by achieving anything or accomplishing anything or learning anything or fixing anything that you'll be enough. That will not make you enough. That only perpetuates the state of not enough. If something has to be done to arrive there, then it is only perpetuating the state of not enough. So either you simply are enough, and that is now. That is right fucking now. Or you'll never be enough. Those are the choices. If people, family, hurt me over and over again, should I be able to be confronted with that and let go, or should I let them go? So in our life, we're given a certain set of challenges and a certain set of blessings, and that's part of the journey. It's not that family is supposed to be nice and good and helpful or anything. It's that we're dealt a certain hand and we've got to work with that, right? And so sometimes that may mean moving away from something. Sometimes that may mean going into something and dealing with it. It will depend on different times, right? We do different things in the summer than we do in the winter. We have different phases of life. They're at different times. So once we've got the lesson, right, whatever's coming up is to make us stronger and grounded within ourselves, right? Whether it's setting boundaries, whether it's speaking our voice, whether it's whatever it is, whether it's, So every interaction, every relationship, every situation, then we have two choices, is either to kind of deal with it and work it out, or to move away from it. And sometimes we need to move away. And sometimes this is important. Again, this is why we need to do the daily training, so we can stay in shape and we can be connected with our intuition. And by having a community of people around with that we can help to check in and so that we can live from a place of our truth. There's no cut and dry answer. It depends on how and why they're hurting you, because they're unconscious or because they're mean and evil. Different types of people out there. And everybody's stuck in their own shit. Literally everybody's doing the best they can with whatever they're doing, without any question. Even people who are killing and raping everything, they're absolutely doing the best they can. Not that we think it's good, but everything's surviving. Same in the forest. Every tree, every plant is doing whatever it can to survive. At every level. So what we need, this is again the know-how. This is the know-how that we need. Not more knowing. We're all drowning in information. The information is, who needs, especially now with AI, we don't need information. It's more about these soft skills of how to be real. Okay, last question. I find it really impossible to get into a meditative state. I try, but my mind seems unable to turn off. Why? And any tips? So I would imagine still somehow during the yoga process or the breathing, during the breath or in between the breath, in those moments, there must be at least a slight release in the pressure or tension or anything. That somewhere you get a little in a zone, a little taste of something somewhere in there. Right? It might be small at first, it doesn't matter, because the benefit is anyway, even if you're not in a meditative state and your mind's moving, it's the repatterning of your nervous system and the calibration of your reactions and habits and biochemistry is going on anyway. That's the good news, right? It's not like, oh, my mind's not stopping, nothing's happening. No, there's many things going on, and it's not all about like, I won, I controlled my mind. It's not the point, actually. There's a big misunderstanding that meditation is like, I'm gonna wrestle my mind and I'm gonna win, you know what I mean? It's not like that. It's a reharmonization of the structure of life within you that is going on subconsciously, And so just put the timer and then sit there, and when it beeps, you come out, take some notes. Again, I don't know how long you've been meditating and or regularly, but I would say if you have not been meditating regularly and you're just coming here and trying out now, then give it 100 days. When you leave, 100 days. Right? If you're gonna say, like, I'm trying to speak French, but it's not coming out, right? And you're just speaking the first couple of days, I would say give it 100 days, apply yourself for 100 days, and then you'll see why. Everybody, I mean, because we're sitting on a fucking mound of undigested emotions and thoughts and experiences. It's like a fucking, like someone who's constipated, and it's just big heavy mass. And so that just is disturbing. That's disturbing the peace. And so we have to digest that. We have to put it in the fire. You have to make a big ass fire and throw everything in the fire. It's like, I like to mention the hoarders, people who hoard things, right? Everybody's seen on TV, and we're like, man, this is living, and our house is full of trash, full of it, right? But what about our minds? What about our hearts? We always keep the trash on. We keep all the negative shit, we keep really close. And we're looking at it all the time. For what? Right? We have to make a fire, make a big ass bonfire, throw everything in the fire. Some things may get lost, big deal. Like we want to, how many more years are we going to spend stuck in the past? Anyway, when you eat the food, what did you eat? What did you eat 3 weeks ago for breakfast? Right? Do you remember what you ate 5 years, 4 months, and 2 days ago for dinner? Do you remember? No. Right? Every day you eat food, 3 meals a day, 2 meals a day. And then you forget it. Imagine you could never forget the meal, the one shitty meal, and you just, every day, just all you think about is that shitty meal you ate. And compare everything to that shitty meal. Or you had a great meal once upon a time, and then nothing is as good as that meal. No. Every day, just, nothing compares. And you're living, see, like that. Imagine. No, you eat and you forget about it. So same, in the daily life, you have the experience and then you forget about it. You digest it, you flush it. The stuff that's needed, it's become you. You don't need to actively remember every detail. How can you do it? If you're busy remembering all the details, how can you be now? If you're busy analyzing the last game, and this game is going on, how can you keep up? So you have to trust, you have good digestion, you eat the food, you digest it, you forget about it. Same in the daily life, life's going on, and at the same time you're immediately digesting it, the good and the bad. Otherwise it becomes like a poison, even the good stuff. The flowers, the fruit, you wanna lock it away and keep it forever. It's rotting. You lock away the love. No, my love, I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna put it in here and lock it in, and so then when I need it, I'll take it out. It's dead, it's gone. It has to live, it's alive. That tooth really put some fire in me or something. I don't know, I'm really fired today. Okay. Let's take a moment to be quiet. Come back to center. Ready position, like a tennis player, not like a tubist, a tuba, a trombonist. Pick up your trombone, your spine. Close your eyes. And breathe like super smooth. The fine breath is like the pool filter. The water just flows into the pool filter and out with no effort. Just the diaphragm and lungs are just going up and down. You're not making any effort. To be yourself, you don't have to know yourself. In fact, you can't know yourself. As soon as you forget yourself, you can be yourself. Any idea of yourself is false, is limitation, is getting in the way. So forget yourself, and then naturally you be yourself. We'll close chanting Om together one time. Inhale deeply.